Hey everybody, Jake here. Welcome back to Movie Smoothie, where today we're talking a little more about Rick and Morty Season 6. Now, yesterday I talked about this inverse interview with Scott Martyr and producer James Siciliano. Their comments were really interesting, and I kind of collected that all into yesterday's video. Check that out up here with this little card. But today I have a bit of a theory going off of one of their comments about where Season 6 is going to go and how this new story is going to unravel. Before we get into all of that, if you guys can like this video and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. Now, I talked about a few things yesterday, but one thing I left out on purpose to do a whole video on was this comment right here. When asked, what are you excited the most about in Season 6? James Siciliano answered, it's a really exciting season. There's tons of family drama with huge sci-fi concepts. It's got a nice mix of family and dumb fun shit this season, which is awesome. You know, that's exciting to read. That's exactly what I want from Rick and Morty. Little bit of fun, goofy, smart stuff, and some really just dumb, fun shit. But Scott Martyr then goes on to comment about this, saying something that leads a little more into this crazy theory I have. He comments saying, it's got some awesome new characters like Nimbus that people are gonna go nuts over. We're really excited because we're almost through our end of like color on Season 6. It's another badass season we're all really excited about. Now, at first when I read this, I'm like, is Nimbus like another new character? Maybe like a noob where it's like kind of ripping off Mr. Poopy Butthole. It's essentially the same character, just in a different situation. We also have Mr. I Always Want to Be Hunted or whatever the heck from the last season. So for a second, I'm like, is this a new character? What's going on here? But then I'm like, no, this is absolutely Mr. Nimbus, who is a character that I originally did not think was voiced by Dan Harmon, but is. And it's a character that can bring back multiple times to be an antagonist, and I didn't realize how perfect this would be for this new season, considering what happened at the end of Season 5. Now, if you remember that, at the end of Season 5, the central finite curve is destroyed, which basically the overall like idea of that is Rick has collected all of the infinite universes where he's the smartest man alive and kept those all together. That's the only universes where those are the only places he can go with his portal gun, essentially. Evil Morty kind of destroyed that, said F this, got the hell out of there through a yellow portal, which I find interesting. I wonder where that goes. Hopefully we get an answer to that sometime in the future. But it does open up these possibilities to yet another entity who's way smarter than Rick. And the only time we've really ever seen Rick afraid of somebody is Season 5, Episode 1, when Mr. Nimbus comes to visit, which I find really, really interesting that they're bringing this character back now, because I bet he's going to be some kind of central antagonist. Where maybe like he's, you know, he uses magic and all that, and he's way more powerful than Rick somehow and all that. It's like beyond his understanding, which is crazy to me. And I feel like this is definitely like whatever is going to happen in Season 6, Episode 1, I have a feeling it's going to be involved with that somehow. Somehow we're going to get yet another Nimbus from another dimension that's way more powerful, could kill Rick easily, something like that. That could be something really cool to play around with in this new season, I think. So what is going to happen with that? Is there going to be other entities that are way like even smarter than this Mr. Nimbus? Because theoretically that would make sense. Are we going to get ourselves into this crazy loop where there's just more and more crazy antagonists? This is something I'm sure Rick and Morty would definitely play into in a canon heavy episode. But I don't know if Season 6, Episode 1 is going to be that. I feel like the tease of stronger entities than Rick is definitely going to be something prevalent in this first episode of Season 6, but I feel like we don't deal with something like that high concept until the end of Season 6. That could be kind of a theme throughout the entire season that we then end on, and maybe Rick finds a way to kind of patch it up and fix it in a different way where it's not so easily susceptible to an evil Morty, so to say. So that's just kind of my weird, crazy theory right now. I feel like you can't just solve a massive problem like that in one episode too. Like if they just solved that in season 6, Episode 1, it's just kind of like, man, that was that whole cliffhanger just to be resolved in like a 24-minute episode. So I hope they take their time and really chew on that throughout all of Season 6. That's something fun to explore with Rick's character. We really haven't seen him in too many crazy vulnerable points. Like, sure, you know, there's a few episodes obviously where that is the case. A lot of Rick focused episodes do that, specifically touching on something that he's a little like one of his weaknesses, essentially. We've seen a lot of episodes like that, but we've never seen him this vulnerable to the point where he's like completely screwed, does not know what to do. And he seems to be in that situation whenever he's around Mr. Nimbus. So what happens with that throughout an entire season where Rick feels powerless to the point where he can't do anything? Does he make friends with his enemies somehow? Because it seems like him and Mr. Nimbus have a history together. So maybe that could be also the solution to all of this. Maybe Rick has to turn a new leaf and be a nicer guy to people so that he can make new relations, because now he's kind of at the bottom of the barrel again. What happens in this scenario? I'm very curious. I hope it's something to do with that situation. That would be so much more interesting to me, I think, to see Rick feel that powerless with other entities that are way more powerful than him. So I'm excited to see that personally. I'm really excited to see what they do with Mr. Nimbus, or if there's just, like I said, a noob-esque character just named Nimbus, and he's walking around, he's talking like this. Oh boy, you know, just Justin Roiland just basically ad-libbing an entire character. I also wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're referring to, but I really think it's the Dan Harmon voiced character here that's probably going to be a central antagonist throughout this new season 6. Whatever they do though, that's just my theory. I'm really excited to see season 6 of Rick and Morty, but what do you guys think? Are you excited for September 4th, close to midnight when this thing is coming out? I'm very pumped for it personally. So leave me something about it in the comments, however you're feeling about it right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this brand new video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe it, do all of that crap. I don't care. And I just appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for watching again though, and peace out.